We're going over the crazy claims PhyscoPharma has for the Edge of Insanity pre-workout and what I think and I know about supplementation and everything. 2 L-citrulline, 1 malic acid. In this video, I'm going to be going over the pre-workout right now that's going pretty viral. PhyscoPharma Edge of Insanity. I am a pre-workout expert. I've been studying pre-workout and supplements and how supplements affect the body for 5 years now. This is all I do in my free time is study. I'm an ultra geek about this stuff. I make my own pre-workout. I do all this stuff. So you should take my word at face value. This is going to be a completely unbiased and a completely statistical video about pre-workout, and I'm just gonna geek out. So just sit here, let me be a freaking nerd. Let's get into it. I'm loading up the laptop. This is the nerd zone. I'm gonna start doing live, like the second I get my eyes on the pre-workout. Exactly what's going through my head, I'm just gonna ramble. It's gonna be completely unedited. It's gonna be completely raw of just what I'm seeing and what I like and what I don't like about pre-workouts. Today's pre-workout is PhyscoPharma's Edge of Insanity, but this video is not just about PhyscoPharma Edge of Insanity. I want to give you guys the information that I've been studying forever, so you guys don't have to just wait for me as a crutch to tell you if a pre-workout is good or not. I want this series to train you guys and give you information in a way that is easy to understand, so you don't have to learn all of these terms and all of these and read all the studies I've read and understand all of these topics. So you guys can just have a base understanding of what is good, what is bad. That's my whole point of making these videos. I have a spreadsheet. I did a little preparation. I had some prep time. This is what I think of PhyscoPharma Edge of Insanity. The first thing that I noticed was the label the art looks pretty cool. I can tell how it gets a lot of sales is because the art is cool. It has named Edge of Insanity, so you're thinking you're gonna tweak out, have a really good workout, get a lot of energy, get a lot of blood flowing. Enough with looks. Let's get to the nerd stuff. Don't mind him. He's eating a habanero pepper. He's probably gonna die. When you turn the pre-workout around, that's the nitty-gritty stuff that I like. That's the stuff that pre-workout is not subjective. It is not a thing where it's gonna work for some person and not work for another. To an extent, it has a little bit of variability, but that's just mostly size of a human. You know what I mean? Pre-workout is an objective thing. Supplements, quantity, synergy, connecting all the supplements, fusing them together, whatever. Okay, the first thing that I notice, first ingredient, I'm just gonna go down the row. First ingredient, L-citrulline, malate, 2:1, 8 grams. L-citrulline malate is 2 molecules of L-citrulline and then 1 molecule of malic acid. 2 L-citrulline, 1 malic acid. 2 L-citrulline, 1 malic acid. Malic acid is denser than L-citrulline, meaning the weight from the malic acid is more than just 2:1. So this means, first of all, if they were completely equal, the density of L-citrulline and the density of malic acid were completely equal, only 2/3 of the 8 grams would be L-citrulline, meaning it would only have 5.3 grams of L-citrulline, but malic acid is denser, so it's going to be less than that. This is kind of companies, how they get you. They say 8 grams of L-citrulline when it has, maybe 5 grams. Okay, acetylcholine so far is getting...
It's like nitric acid.
Next ingredient. 3.2 grams of beta-alanine. 3.2 grams of beta-alanine is literally directly in the middle of mid-range for pre-workouts. Basically all the pre-workouts that you're going to see that are like daily drivers are going to have 3.2 grams of beta-alanine. Studies have come out to show that beta-alanine is less ergogenic than we once thought that they were. Everyone thought that you take beta-alanine, that workout you're gonna have less fatigue. It's not really like that. It's supposed to be a daily supplement that you take, and then it's supposed to work all the time to make you a little bit less fatigued. It's the main effect that everyone knows beta-alanine for is the tingling, which is actually the beta-alanine actually going under your skin and triggering receptors, nerve receptors in your skin. That is what's doing the tingling. It's a side effect. Jet, you're in the video, by the way. Beta-alanine, mid. Like literally mid, like average. Next. I don't know if this is down the list, but the caffeine content is a little high for the quality of the pre-workout, and the caffeine is overdosed. Everything else I've been seeing so far is average and low dosed. This means the caffeine is carrying the pre-workout dosage. You don't want that to happen ever. You want everything to be synergist in its value. You want it to go up and down perfectly. What I mean is, you want the pre-workout to be, you want the pre-workout efficiency to be linear. You take this amount of pre-workout, okay, you take this lower amount of pre-workout, you're gonna have a little bit less ergogenic properties. Ergogenic, buzzword. Ergogenic, to dumb it down to the dumbest form, means to help your workout in any way possible. You hear me say ergogenic, because I'm going to say it a couple times. I'm just saying to help your workout. Okay. But what I mean for this is that you take a full scoop of the pre-workout, you have this much ergogenic properties. You take less than a scoop, it's going to have like this pattern, like this. It's going to have a slope to it. Does not mean linear. It's going to have it's going to have a curve to it, which is not good, because you take less than a scoop, boom, you're down to here. You're like, because you're not hitting those little markers of the other supplements. You're just hitting the caffeine, and caffeine is overrated for ergogenic properties. All it does is mend to adenosine receptors in your brain. Adenosine is the hormone that is naturally produced that makes you tired. So caffeine will mend onto those receptors, blocking adenosine to actually do its job. To conclude, for the caffeine section, too much caffeine for too little other supplements. This is the kind of stuff I hate about other pre-workouts. You have to take an entire scoop. What if you don't want all the caffeine? What if it's late at night and you just don't want to take 420 milligrams of caffeine? You're not going to have a good workout. Okay, next. Yohimbe. I've done a lot of research on Yohimbe. Most research has come to be inconclusive on the ergogenic properties of Yohimbe. If you don't know what that is, it's the natural supplement for erectile dysfunction. So people usually in their older ages will take it to not have erectile dysfunction. So people are like, hey, it'll help with your blood flow, because it helps, let's put it in pre-workout. That's what they did, basically. There's been some studies going over Yohimbe and working out. A lot of them went out inconclusive, and not enough evidence to show the ergogenic properties of yohimbe. Not enough evidence to conclude means that there is less than 5% change. There's less than 5% change in the placebo group and the medicated group. Okay. The trial group or whatever. Okay. So yohimbe, basically, not good. Okay. Okay. Next supplement, theobromine. You probably know what theobromine is. Edge of Insanity has 20 whole milligrams. It's not a lot. That's actually way less than the efficacious dose of 75 to 125 milligrams, depending on the person. But this is not a lot of theobromine. It's a stimulant to increase focus, especially when it's with caffeine. It works really well. They work really well together, theobromine and caffeine. But when you don't have a lot of theobromine, it's just, in my eyes, when I see 20 milligrams of theobromine, when I see anything less than 75 milligrams of theobromine per serving, which is basically my bare minimum, that I will say that's pretty good for what it's doing. When I see less than that, I'm like, that's a waste. I see that's not doing anything for me. That's not enough for me. That's not enough for anybody for that matter. And I just think they put in that amount of theobromine just to say they have theobromine in it and just to screw you guys out of your money. They're cutting their costs by so much by decreasing the amount of theobromine to basically nothing. You see what I'm saying? They put in theobromine just so they could say they put in theobromine because nobody knows the dosage. That is literally what I wrote papers about in college in applied science. The topic was using your expertise and experience. What is a problem going on right now in the science and anything about science? What is a problem that's going on? I wrote about pre-workout companies scamming people because nobody knows what they need. If you're watching this video, this is good stuff for you. Okay. Next ingredient. This one was a new one to me. I didn't know what this one was. GABA. Gamma aminobutyric acid. I have not seen this in a pre-workout until I saw it in Edge of Insanity. GABA is a non-protein amino acid, meaning it's a non-essential amino acid. Its primary use is as an inhibitory neurotransmitter, specifically by slowing down chemical signaling of nerve cells. What does this mean? Carter, what does this mean? What does this mean? What are you telling me? What does this mean? It's basically just slowing down how fast your nervous system reacts to stimulus. There's three ways I see this affecting training. Number one would be good. Number one, strength. When you talk strength, you talk about beating down your nervous system. You want to beat down your nervous system, beat down your nervous system, beat down your nervous system. The more you beat down your nervous system, the stronger you are, because your nervous system is always trying to keep you weak. It's your limiting factor. It's your governor. It's what keeps you weak is your nervous system. Okay, now that I got that out of the way. What I think could be effective with gamma aminobutyric acid would be slowing down how fast your nervous system reacts to heavy load. Like maybe you have a little bit more time to maybe the slowing down the signaling could help you get a little bit of strength. But your nervous system works so fast, and the chemical signals of your nerve cells trigger so fast that slowing them down, I don't think that it would have that much of an effect on strength. And slowing down the signals of your nervous system, signaling to your muscles, hey, let's be a little, let's limit this, you know? It's not gonna be enough where you're gonna even be able to do 1/100th of a rep before the signal actually happens. Okay, next. This is the double-edged sword, the other two ways that it could affect training. The only other signaling your body really does in the gym is like calcium ion calcium ion signaling, inhibitory and contraction calcium ions, and inhibiting contraction calcium ions. So I think that it could slow down the inhibitory calcium ion channels, that when it's signaled to inhibit a contraction, which is basically fatigue and drop off in strength. And I think it could also have a slowing down effect on normal contraction calcium ions. When you're signaling stuff, it's just, I don't even know if the people that put this in the pre-workout knew about it slowing down chemical signalings. I think they were just like, hey, this amino acid calms your nervous system. That's what it does. It calms your nervous system. They're like, okay, it'll make you less jittery. That's what they're thinking. It does do that. But it could also have some effects that aren't really that good for the gym. Like slowing down signaling of, I don't know, stimulus. But that's all speculation. There's not really studies about that. That's just me thinking. Next. That's it, actually. What? There's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 supplements. I basically debunked 3 of them because 2 of them are Yohimbe. The third is GABA, which could help. I've never really seen it in a pre-workout before, so that's interesting. Definitely want to do some more research about that because it's interesting. 2 of them are Yohimbe, which basically just blood pressure management, and if you're a healthy gym goer, you don't need much blood pressure management unless you're like on gear, but you probably are also taking a medication to help you with that. Next, so that leaves us with 6 ingredients. 2 of them are caffeine. 1 is L-citrulline malate, which is yielding around 5 grams. Not that much. Okay. This is the part of the video where I go over all the ingredients that I agree with in their dose and of the supplement. I agree with beta-alanine. The beta-alanine will be ergogenic. And it's just good. It's a good feeling. I like the feeling of tweaking. But you don't really tweak that much with 3.2 grams. Caffeine could be ergogenic. Will be ergogenic. So that so far is 3 ingredients that have proper dosing. Okay. L-citrulline, it's low, for my opinion. I think this is just literally a misinput on their end. They just think it's 8 grams of L-citrulline, but it's not. A third of it is malic acid, and a little bit more than a third of it technically is malic acid because malic acid has a higher density, so even more than a third of the entire 8 grams is malic acid. due to density and molecular weight. So that's low for me. That is not enough to get it going. So far, that's 2 supplements. Maybe 3. Maybe the GABA has some stuff. So far, you're going to be getting this pre-workout for caffeine and beta-alanine. $35, 25 servings. Pre-workout rating out of 10, including, on 3 scales. 3 scales. Number 1, synergy, how well everything comes together and how well the doses are compared to another. Right? The golden rule. Everything works together perfectly. Nothing is too overdosed, too underdosed. Everything just runs along the same line, really smooth. That would be number 1, synergy. Number 2, price. This is cost per gram and cost per serving. Okay. And number 3 thing, not scammed. Number 10, you're not getting scammed. Number 0, you're getting scammed. Okay. Edge of insanity. 1, synergy. 3 out of 10. It's only caffeine. You take less than a scoop. Nothing is working together. Everything's at a different dose. Like, some things are average, some things are overdosed, and some things are underdosed. It's a mess. It's a mess. 3 out of 10. Price, 35 servings for 25 servings for $35 is not cheap. That's $1.40 per scoop for a mess of a pre-workout. Okay? I will say 2 out of 10 just because it's 25 servings. That pisses me off. 2 out of 10 for price. $35, 25 servings. That's $1.50. Okay. Next, scammed. Not scammed, actually. They have 3 ingredients here. 2 ingredients here that have no studies on ergogenic properties, or no conclusive studies on ergogenic properties. 2. They're the same supplement too, just different branches. That to me is being scammed. They also have laser focus in skin splitting pumps, and on the pre-workout it says on there 20 milligrams of theobromine is not giving you a laser focus. The 420 milligrams of caffeine could help to your alertness. Those are the only things in this pre-workout that will give you focus. Skin splitting pumps, the only thing here for pumps is 5 grams of L-citrulline, which will not produce enough nitric oxide for you to get enough pump. Both of their biggest claims are debunked. Not scammed, out of 10. 2 out of 10. You're getting scammed. You're getting scammed with this pre-workout. You're just taking caffeine. A 3, a 2, and a 3. What's that? 5 out of 30. My final score at Edge of Insanity by PhyscoPharma is a 2.67 out of 10. Do not buy this. Comment down below what pre-workouts I should look at next. Comment down below if you have questions about supplements. Comment down below if you think you're getting scammed. Comment down below anything about pre-workout, and I will either make a video or I will reply to your comment. See you guys later. I hope this helps. Stay smart.